Golair, and welcome to the Loaf of Bread GAA podcast, slicing into the GAA of the past, present and future. Join me, Jason Keelan, as we cut into the largest loaf of bread known to mankind.
Hello, Diagwich, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, guten tag and privyet to you all wherever you're listening in. What started as a message to 10 clubs has now expanded to more than 50 clubs globally from all continents. The journey through Loaf 2 GAA Global continues this week as we move on to our next destination in the GAA world. So come with me on the GAA journey of a lifetime and meet clubs from Canada to Argentina, South Africa to Gibraltar, Bermuda to the North Pole, New Zealand to Kuwait, Knoxville to Qatar, and literally everywhere in between. So grab the passports, grab the bags, it's time to go.
On Slice 43, I chat to Martin from Laois and Megan from Limerick to find out all about Madrid Harps GAA in Spain, and it's some crack. Here as we chat all about hostels in Valencia, Alvaro with his Cork accent, being European champions, having a star on their jersey, Rayo Vallecano shirts and Che Guevara hats and goals, the Great 8 team, Galician referees, the GAAsico rivalry with Barcelona, and who the hell gave Jordan a red card on her debut, #Justice for Jordan, and how about a former Barcelona player captaining a winning Madrid side. All this and much more. But first, as always, let's take a trip through the beautiful capital of Spain and find out all about the city of Madrid. Bon soltas. Hola, and welcome to Madrid, the capital of Spain, and the second largest in the EU on the river Manzanares. The name Madrid has several historical theories, but generally it is believed to come from the Celtic origins or Latin origins. The major beginnings of the growth of Madrid came around the mid-16th century, when the city went from a population of 4,000 people to nearly 40,000 in the space of just over half a century. It was Philip II who decided to set up shop in the city, thus making it the centre for everything. Only between 1601 and 1606 was it not the capital, when Valladolid took over. The Spanish Constitution of 1931 was actually the first to place Madrid as the capital in writing, but by then the city was already growing in every way, culturally, economically and socially, with great infrastructure projects beginning also. However, major issues of religion and ruling led to riots and eventual civil war which began in 1936, and wouldn't end until 1939, just as World War II kicked off. Zarzuela Palace is the home of the King of Spain, while Moncloa Palace is where the ministerial meetings takes place. Madrid today has plenty to see and do, but perhaps top of those is the Prado, one of the great museums in the world, not just in Spain. Everything from Velázquez to Caravaggio are on display in the beautiful building. Some of the famous people from the city of Madrid include the man you hear in the background, Enrique Iglesias, and his iconic singer father Julio, WWE ring announcer Lilian Garcia, creator of the famous character Don Juan, Tirso de Molina, and the famous Rebecca Luz, the one who claimed she had an affair with David Beckham back in the day. On the sporting side, Madrid is home to many legends of various sports fields. On the soccer side, the names are iconic and long. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez, former Spain coach Luis Aragonés, Real legends Emilio Butragueño, Raúl, Guti, Fernando Torres, as well as shot stoppers David De Gea and Iker Casillas. Other sports stars include golfer González Fernando Castaño, driver Carlos Sainz, and tennis star Fernando Verdasco. Sports include the amazing basketball teams in the city, the bull ring, the city being the final stage of the Vuelta a España, and numerous hostings of various sporting events. On the historical sides of soccer, the Athletic Club and the Royal Club, aka Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid. Los Blancos, Real, were founded in 1902 and have played at the incredible Estadio Santiago de Bernabéu since 1947 and remain today to be the second richest club in the world. Their continued rivalry in El Clásico with Barcelona remains one of the great games in world sport. They have a record 92 titles at home and abroad, including 34 La Liga titles and 13 times winning of the European Champions League European Cup. The club was originally a social club, Sociedad, called Sky Football, and was primarily graduates of Oxford and Cambridge University from England living in the region. In their history, they've gone through everything from winning titles to demolishing Barcelona 11-1 in the renamed Copa del Generalissimo in 1943, so named after General Franco, right down to rebuilding parts of the club after war. Today, they remain one of the 3 teams in Spain not to be relegated ever, along with Barcelona and Atletico Bilbao. The famous side of the early 2000s became known as Los Galacticos, boasting some of the greatest names in the world of football at the time, all in the same team. Atletico Madrid are the 3rd most successful club in Spain, with 11 league titles out of their famous new Wanda Metropolitano Stadium, having been housed at the famous Vicente Calderón for almost half a century. Incredibly, the club was founded by 3 Basque men who wanted to found a new branch of Atletico Bilbao, their own club in the north. Several theories in the club colours range from links to Southampton, the port city from the UK to Spain, down to the materials and colours being the cheapest ones to produce. The club would eventually join the Aviation Soccer Club to form Atletico Madrid. Currently, they are the champions of Spain, having dethroned the Real Barcelona dominance of recent decades. They are under the watch of Argentine legend Diego Simeone. As for Real Madrid Harps GAA, the club was founded in 2003 but had its first official club meeting on St Patrick's Day 2004, and have consistently boasted anywhere from 40 to 80 members and beyond across both the male and the female areas. The club also has a fantastic junior section. In the men's and ladies football, the club only knows 2 things: runner-up or winning. Quite the achievement. So let's find out all about Real Madrid GAA and find out a little bit about what I've now named as El GAAsico, the GAA battle between Madrid and Barcelona. So let's meet Megan and Martin and find out about Madrid Harps GAA. Hey Martin, how are you?
Jason, I'm not bad. How's it going?
Sure, I'm alright. Is Megan there as well, I think?
Yeah,
Hi.
she is, yeah.
Hey Megan, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Not too bad, Jet. Martin, where are you from originally then?
Myself, I'm from Greycullen, County Laois.
Okay.
I'm from right down in the Carlow Laois border. That's where I'm down from.
Oh yeah. Megan, whereabouts are you from then?
I'm from Limerick. So,
Alright.
yeah, just near where the university is in Limerick.
Oh, not so bad, yes. And what's your GA background like then, Megan?
I just did it in school, and then I did until I was about 15, and then I gave it up because I was doing rowing, and then I came back to Spain and I just started it again. So I mean, nothing very professional at all.
Fine, yes. And how did the rowing go? You didn't venture down to Skibbereen in our own club and win some medals, no?
I did, yeah. We went down. I kind of remember the regattas that we had down there because I stopped once I was in college. Then again, because it was, you need life too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we went all over. Like we went to Skibbereen, and then we went like to Newry and stuff like that. So, traveling. But you can't really do the two, like Gaelic and rowing, like.
I'm sure you could if you brought the ball out in the boat. I'm sure you could figure out a way to turn it into something. So,
No.
what brought you out to Spain then?
I studied Spanish in college and French and languages in general. So once I finished, then I wanted to practice because I had the intention of being a secondary school teacher for languages, but I didn't want to be a teacher without actually like being fluent in the language. And then every year I'm here, I'm like, oh, one more year. I'll stay one more year. And I'm going into my 4th year here now. So it's just too easy to stay. Like, it's too hard to go home.
That's good, yeah. It's kind of the line that's come up a lot. Yeah, I came here for a week. I had 6 pints with a fella I met at the bar, and I'm here 25 years later. So, it's one of those things, yeah.
It's just so easy.
That's exactly my story.
Okay, yeah.
That's it.
How did you get from Laois to Madrid then, Martin?
Oh, again, I came here on a holiday originally, but I was back at the time of the crash, really, and I came here and I actually met a guy I knew from. I used to work for Cobra doing sales back in Ireland. I met a guy then that used to work in the Dublin office over here. We got speaking in a bar or whatever, and then a couple of months later, he said to me, "Would you like a job?" And it was either here or Australia. So I said I'd give it a go here first, and it's 11 years later now. I'm still here.
Nice. Who did you say you work for? Or what do you work at?
Well, now at the minute I've an English language company myself called the English Tree.
Wow.
So I've had that now for the last 8 years. So, but originally my background is sales, business marketing, and so on, things like that. So
All right.
that was originally that's what I was doing here originally, but then I took that into the teaching English side of things, and here we are.
Merged the two, yeah. I thought you said you worked for Cobra. I was getting excited, like the golf club company.
No.
Oh.
It's the sales marketing company. Those cowboys.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, and the club then, Madrid. How long? Either of you know how long has that been going, or roughly? I don't need an exact age. I'm not
16 years.
testing you. 16. Okay. Do
16
you?
years.
I should know since I've talked to him already. But do you predate Barcelona or not?
Yeah, we're the longest club in Iberia.
Okay.
We're the oldest club in Iberia at the minute. For as far as we know, we were the first to officially set up and things like that.
Okay, I might have to get you in touch with Justin down in Costa Gales.
I know him very well. He was on the phone to me last week.
Well, he insisted they were first.
Of course he would. Of course he would. He'd do anything to win an argument that way.
Fair enough. Okay. So you've been there. Have you been in the club for the 11 years you've been out there?
No, I haven't actually. About 5 years ago, I got into it. After a long stint of not playing, really, I had a couple of injuries and things like that, and I stopped playing for a few years. I actually broke my neck in an accident. So
Jesus.
In a swimming pool accident, yeah. So that kind of knocked me off for a good while, and then eventually I got back into it, and it's addictive, you know yourself.
Yeah.
It's one.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing that I always wanted to get back into, and I was told that it wasn't going to happen, and took a lot of rehab and things to get back up, and still just never that do contact sports again. That it's just not worth it. That's always a risk or something. But I had good help, and thank God now I'm here now and playing away, and the boys are beating the crap out of me every week, so I'm doing all right. Thank God.
It's going well then. Yeah, getting the crap beaten out of you. Sounds like you're doing all right. So yeah. And what's Megan then on the ladies' side? How are things progressing for Madrid?
Pretty good. I mean, last year after COVID, because like you do mainly rely on the Irish people abroad, like because they're just the easiest people to get, you know, because they see there's a GA club and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to join because I'm going to know people. But because of COVID, like we started with 2 girls last year, basically, and it took a lot of months to get new people to join. So last year there was only I think 3 Irish girls, and then it was just a mix of people from all over. So it was like Venezuela, America, like anywhere, like. But it was really fun because like it was like, you know, everyone was a beginner, so it was just for the crack, really, like. But now we have about 24 most evenings or most Saturdays, which is great, like because everyone is coming back traveling, like there's more people in general back, like whereas last year was kind of people who'd been here anyway for ages, you know, for a good few years. They weren't like new people. So yeah, it's doing good. Like we're getting a good few new people every week because people are coming over for Erasmus and working abroad and stuff like that. Like,
is it a hard sale getting girls from Venezuela, etc., in when, or is it just, you know, we're Irish, we're a good crack, come on in, kind of?
That was literally like any Insta or any Facebook post you see where it's like, please come on any Facebook group in Madrid is like, please come, we're fun. You don't need experience, we'll take anyone essentially. But it isn't hard once there's a group, but at the very beginning when there's only 2 people at training and a new person comes, it's like they're like, why would I come back? There's like 2 people here. But once we got to March, it was kind of picking up again. Like February, March was when people started kind of coming regularly again. And then once we went down to Marbella and stuff, once there was talks of that and things were opening up again, like it was just easier to get people then because there's a bit more incentive to come.
That's class, yeah.
It is hard. Like, I mean, this year wasn't too hard because there's a lot more people coming over in general, but last year was hard enough.
Mm.
Mm.
And what
You
about
did some job though, Megan, in fairness. You did some job yourself and Miriam to get the girls back up to where you are today.
Selling the
Like.
team.
No, it is good. It was amazing.
do you find teaching the skills to someone who's never heard of or seen the game in their life, like you said, you're I'm sure been modest saying that you're useless at it and all that in the past, but teaching the skills to someone, did you find it tricky or?
No, it actually wasn't too bad because everyone was new. Like, there was 2 or 3 of
Yeah.
us who had played before. I mean, one of the girls like has played a lot more than I would have. But then there was me and another girl who like we haven't played in years. Like, and I was always in goals when I was younger, so I don't even know the rules. Like, I would be out playing and like, it's all a big. I'm learning too. Like, but then it was actually okay because everyone was new. So like when everyone's new, it's easy.
Yeah.
When there's like advanced people and then like complete beginners, and if you don't have enough people to teach people how to do it and then also to take the kind of more advanced training, that's hard. But because everyone was completely new, essentially it was fine. You kind of start with the basics and you slowly build up.
Yeah, that's
But
good.
everyone
Yeah,
is kind of on the same page now. It's
that's
grand.
class. Yeah, that's
But I
class. Yeah.
think I think the matches we had against Marbella was kind of like where everyone kind of learned like what you can and can't do. It was like,
Yeah.
it was kind of testing the waters, see what people could remember, and like, is this a foul? Okay, no one said anything, so I can't do that. Is this a foul? Yes,
Couple
I got
of
a
red
red card,
cards,
so
wasn't
can't do that. Then we got one red card. I think we got a few yellows as well.
You got a
But
red
it's just
card.
because everyone's
Jesus,
so new,
harsh.
who knows?
It was very harsh.
Who
Very,
sent
very
someone
harsh.
off in a game where people are still trying to learn the skills? Who the
Oh,
hell
it
did
was
that?
ridiculous. I'd say
Justin
everybody in
Parks was
Iberia.
refereeing
I'd
it,
say
was he?
everybody in Iberia knows exactly what referee did that.
Okay, so I have to call out this referee, whoever he is. You know who you are. So, what about on the men's side, Martin? What's the numbers like for you then?
This is a great. You see again, it's a kind of similar story to the girls. Like we had the core group of lads, and obviously after COVID, it was just the core group of lads that we have here that live here long term, and we know Erasmus students and all that coming back in. And but at the minute, we're preparing for the European 15s. That's that's going to be in Maastricht in November, and our WhatsApp group has 78 or something like that, 75 lads in it. And then there is a 30-man squad. And yesterday there was 42 lads, all flights booked and everything. So
wow.
The management have a terrible few decisions to make. But we're absolutely flying at the minute, and it's great atmosphere around, and it's great intensity, great football being played, and it's great. We've got lots of new guys in. Like we've got 3 Aussies on the team, and they bring down their Australian ball football and they kick around as well, and it's good. Like you got the Aussies, then you got a lot of the students coming through, and you've got the out lads like myself and a few of the others that are hanging in there trying our best to keep up with them and so on. But I know it's great at the minute. The feeling around the place, you can really sense it there. Like even last week, Wednesday and Saturday, like the girls are flying. I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, we turned up the training midweek, and the girls had bigger numbers than the boys, and it's
record numbers.
Yeah, it's great. Like it's at the end of the day, like of course it's competitive. The club we've got 2 men's teams that we tried to have the really competitive lads who want to kick on and try and win or whatever, and then we've got more of the casual lads who want to come down and just kick around or whatever, and like take last year for instance, the whether we don't like to say A or B team or whatever like that, but the B team got to the final of our own tournament and the A team were knocked out at the start, and it's great how it's gas how it works out, but it's no, it's good. It's really good at the minute, and we've been lucky over the last 7 years. Like we've won 6, well, excluding the year of COVID, we've won six of the last 7 national championships here in Iberia, and we won the European 11s. So
Oh, on a high, yeah.
Because last year wasn't counted. We still have the 11s cup, so if we win the 15s, we'll probably be the first one to do both. Hopefully,
The double. That's a good one. Yeah. What I might come back to that in a second about the championships. And then on the fundraising side, how do things look? How do you have to go local pubs, Irish pubs? You hardly can do the 3 for a fiver selling tickets or anything.
It's kind of hard. Well, it was hard the last year. I mean, we couldn't really do much because you could only have a certain amount of people in bars, So if you wanted to do a quiz or anything, it was near impossible, So we started a lotto last year. One of the lads is kind of in charge of that, but so everyone sells tickets and it does raise quite a bit of money, and at least then you can actually do that without having to plan having a lot of people in one area and all of that. But hopefully we're going to do a quiz soon and have like more sociable fundraisers because, you need something different as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And at least now, there's so many new people as well. And like the main reason people come is for the social side. I'm speaking for myself, my own opinion, but I don't think anyone who comes to like Madrid or goes abroad and finds a Gaelic football team goes, oh yeah, I'm joining this because I need to win tournaments. Like people join because they just want to have a bit of crack and meet new people, So I think
maybe the Laois joined though. The Laois might join for cups because his own county wouldn't win too many here. So
yeah. I just wanted to see what one looked like. That was all.
Yeah, well, he's a while waiting for it at this stage. But do you have a kit sponsor then? Who would we see on the front of the jerseys?
Yeah, right. So we've had a couple of sponsors over the last few years. Really, the James Joyce, the Irish pub, has been probably our biggest sponsor over the last good few years. The Matt and the James Joyce has been really good. He's been really good. He's looked after us over the last few years and things like that. And yeah, we've the girls have just got a new sponsor on their jersey now as well. And Megan could probably tell you more about that, but. Yeah, it's kind of the same old story where the local pub backs the local lads and girls and whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it has been with us. And all our fundraising has been done through the likes of quizzes and those types of things, just the normal. But the lotto, fair play to Evan Quinlan, he's another Limerick man. He started this about last year during the lockdown or whatever, but it's working well, and we actually only did one recently. What was it? Was it last week or the week before, Megan? We did it. Was it that?
Yeah, last Sunday. It must have been last Saturday.
Yeah, and it raised much needed money for us. You see, I think we're paying the highest in the whole of Europe for a pitch per hour. Like I
was going to ask that was my next question actually. What's the crack with training on a pitch?
€75 an hour.
Ouch.
Yeah,
that's nasty.
So like again, like think €75 an hour. We're training, the lads are training, the girls training Wednesday, so that's a pitch and a half. So that's what's that? They're €115, let's say. So that's twice a week. So it adds up, and it's really expensive for us. So we have to kind of be on top of the fundraising and this type of thing. The pitches are impossible to get. We've been banging down the doors of the embassy and everything. We've tried to join up with a rugby club, but the rugby clubs don't want us because they think we're going to take from them, and it's different in Madrid. Madrid is just is different. There's so many other sports that. We're not an official sport here in Spain, you see. So that's the big problem. We're not federated, and all of the pitches look for federated sports. So and that's where you get it cheaper, and that's where you get preference and things. But we don't have that. So we actually have created an extra person on the committee, which is the pitch officer. His job is literally just to find the pitches every week. And
poor fucker, whoever that is.
It's
actually impossible though.
Yeah.
Like, it's because we end up going like it could be an hour and a half like away. Well, from where I live, like it's some nights you could be traveling an hour and a half like to the pitch because you're getting the metro and then changing lines and then getting on something else. walk into the pitch, and then it's like you have your hour training, and it's like then you have to go all the way back again. So it's like to get a pitch in the center is near impossible. You have to go like away out to the outskirts.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the guy who does it is Javier. We may give Javi a mention. Javi's our longest serving member at the minute, and he's been a legend of the club for many years. At one stage, he was the chairman, secretary, and treasurer at the same time, and he kept the club afloat for years by himself. So to be fair to him, he deserves a shout out for the work he does, and he's handy enough as well. So he's married to a Donegal woman, so he has to be good at something.
Oh yeah. Blanket defense. I'm sure he's probably handy at that. So
100%.
And then on the pitch, then Megan, what's I know you mentioned about playing Marbella and stuff. Is there any standout games or memories for the ladies in the last few years?
Well, the year just literally the 2 weeks before COVID, we had a tournament against, I think it was Valencia, Zaragoza, and Barcelona, and we ended up winning that, and that was great. Like
Nice.
that was such good crack. Everyone was out. It was like pre-COVID. It was really nice. We had the whole day like playing matches, and like they're short enough, so like it's not. I mean, it's tiring, but it's not extremely tiring. And then you go out at night, so. It's so we won that in the end, which was great because I think most people that year were kind of new as well, but they weren't new to the sport. They were just new to Madrid. But that was the year I started, so I'm not too sure if they were new or not.
Oh, yeah.
But that was really good crack. And then most of those girls went home then because COVID, or they were kind of finished in Madrid. They finished studying or whatever. So every year it is kind of a whole new team. But I've only been here 2 years in Madrid. So that's kind of the like only big memory I have of matches, because other than that, I just had Marbella. That was it.
Class, yes. And should we talk about this red card in Marbella? Because I feel like there's something behind that. You have to mention the referee. If you want to mention him, you can. It's fine. What happened, or who got red carded? I'm stunned.
It was actually a new girl, so it was nearly everyone's first match, so you can't blame anyone. But I think two people just went for the ball at once, and one just fell to the ground, and then the one still standing got the red card. So I mean, that's what I saw anyway. So
okay.
I don't think it was a fair red card.
Okay, witness testimony. You were on the pitch, so we have to take your word as gospel. So yeah, poor referee, and we'll call it. We'll say. And then what about the lads, Martin? In your time, what kind of standout? There's obviously a lot. If you've got that many titles under your belt,
Quite a few. I think it was 2017. I think it was 2017, 2018. One of them against Barcelona in Barcelona, of course.
I was going to ask. I said, I said, surely this rivalry will come up somewhere. So.
Yeah, no. To be fair to them, they always stick it to us, and it's never an easy battle with them, and they're good lads too. They're good lads. But 2017, I think it was 17 or 18, and they made us wait on the pitch for them to come out. And it was the type of thing where they were making us wait, and eventually when they came out, we were riled up at that stage. Yourself, like you can imagine what our huddle is like going when these lads come out now. You let them know that they're there, whatever. And it was funny because the referee was a guy from Galicia who had no English whatsoever, and I had a whistle in his mouth. And I remember I was in corner forward, and there was myself and another lad in corner forward, was younger than me, and he ended up getting into a scrap by pulling over. We were all pulling and dragging over each other on both ends of the field. So the referee just kind of didn't know what to do. He was looking. At the end, he just blew the whistle, threw up the ball, and everybody went to killing each other. Oh, it was just one of those things. But that was really that's like championship you get back home. You can imagine the lines were in on the pitch, and the screams of the people in the crowd. It was absolutely that was amazing game. I really enjoyed that game. But then the lads winning the the European Championship in Vienna is momentous. And funny enough that our captain was Barry Cullen, former Barcelona Gaels player, who was our captain that day. So
how does that go down? How does the transfer thing go down? Because like I had Max and Danica were on from Barcelona. I was like talking to Danica earlier on actually today, but a player who swaps over, like, because a couple of other clubs I've had people from former Madrid and Barcelona players in other countries. How does it transfer between the two of you, like Madrid to Barcelona? That must be like Luis Figo changing clubs in soccer.
Yeah, it's funny because it doesn't happen it's a very rare thing, but it's fine, you know. Like we kind of know each other quite well. Like again, with the likes of Barry, I remember a very funny evening that we were in Barcelona, and I think it was Barry's first tournament. Our last tournament, them coming to us, and we were joking, winding them up, going, he's coming to us, kind of thing, or whatever. Like, it's fine. Like, we obviously, you give whoever it is coming this way, you give them a bit of stick for a while, let them settle in, and again, it's that thing. If you're not getting any stick at all, you'd be kind of wondering what's going on, you know what I mean? But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's I'm not sure if many lads have gone the other way from Madrid to Barcelona. I can't think of any off the top of my head. We have a lad gone down towards Valencia at the minute. I'm not sure if he's playing or not. Finbar was an iconic goalkeeper, midfielder, and manager for us, and one of the best characters we've ever had in the club, and an absolute legend. And he's had a baby recently, and he's moved down with the missus down to Valencia, where she's from. But we haven't heard a lot from him now. He's been quite quiet, but he's funny.
Cut all ties.
Yeah, you know what's very funny about? I'll tell you. Our B team, the goalkeeper always wears a Rayo Vallecano jersey in goal, and the boys have like a Che Guevara type hat as well. So it's like, it's absolutely hilarious. And like, so every time if somebody's in goal, they have to put on the Rayo jersey and the hat, and it's become iconic now at this stage. Like, whoever's in goal for the O'Donnells or the B team, they have to wear that. And it's all started by Finbar, of course, you know.
That's gas. I've never heard of a Rayo Vallecano jersey coming into it. I had I don't know, I think Batiste were mentioned a few times about Barcelona, but not Vallecano anyway.
You see, the boys used to go to, the club would be kind of split between Rayo and Atleti and a few Real Madrid supporters, but they'll only be glory hunters, so they wouldn't get much of a mention. But the boys used to go down, obviously, to Rayo quite a lot, and our colours of the club are red and white, so it fits perfect, you know what I mean? So and it has the white jersey with the red stripe going through, so it just worked perfectly. But we've had some laughing over that jersey and things. Yeah, it's funny enough.
Yeah, that's deadly. If we're coming off the pitch, Megan, what's a good night out like with the club?
So, because of COVID, I haven't actually had that many good nights out. But after the tournament, that was just a week before everything got shut down. Like, we all went for a big dinner, like all the clubs together, big dinner, had a bit of a raffle, had a few awards or whatever. And then we all went out to like a bar, and I think then there was a nightclub. I can't really remember.
It's obviously a good night.
It must have been good, but I can't
Moon
remember.
Dance, was it probably?
But it is picking up again now, because even after training, like, most important part is getting the breakfast, like, and it can go on for hours then, and it could just lead into, people might go home, quick change, and back out again. Even for like watching, was it the semi-final a few weeks ago? I think there was like 60 or 70 people from the club all wanted to go watch it, and it was just like basically to book out a bar essentially.
Nice.
So it is picking up again. Like, the social life is getting a lot better, but hopefully now the bars have a little bit more leeway with letting more people in, so it's not as like strict on booking and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. And when you're in the bars, then have you introduced the Spanish and other nationalities to the Sunday game and all that?
I don't even think they could get a word in, really. Like, I'd say
Yeah,
it'd be pretty intimidating seeing this group of people all, pale, speaking English, and, a big group of
shouting,
70.
screaming,
I don't think anyone get a
singing,
word in.
dancing,
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Singing
Is-
is a big one. That always comes at
Yeah.
around 12 o'clock at night.
Well,
There's
that
always
might
room
be a
for a
question
sing
I
song.
got to ask in a minute, actually, about singing in a minute. And then the other one, then I could put you on the spot slightly, but your favorite victory ever, Martin, in any game that you've had with the club, the one that stands out.
I think that one in Barcelona is for me personally, but like we've had a couple more after that. Do you know who actually? One of the ones that was really, really. I don't think it was a memorable win, but I think it was one of the tightest games. The Estrella Galicia pushed us in the semi-final to pushed us in the semi-final to go into the final in Barcelona, and this was in the Iberian finals. Now it wasn't in our region. This is in the Iberian finals, and we had to equalize to go to extra time with them, and we got into extra time, and it went the whole way to the last kick of the game, pretty much. But again, Evan, our free taker, kicked a point from about 50 yards, and unbelievable pressure, put that ball over. But I remember their corner forwards were absolutely rapid. Right. Unbelievable. These are all Spanish guys, no Irish guys at all, and turning our lads and putting them under serious pressure. And it's really good to play against those types of teams that there is no Irish guys whatsoever, and they're just all Spanish guys playing, and they're well able to put it up to a team of Irish guys essentially, So that was really good. Obviously, those types of games, but
what about on the European scene then?
There's another famous one about the Great Eight. The Great Eight has to get a mention, I suppose. So we went to the national finals with the A team and the B team, and the B team we only had 8 players.
Okay.
So we were in our tournament, and it's 11 aside, and we only had 8 players. So we kind of were asking teams, could you give us a lend of a player or this type of thing, and everybody was really hesitant and giving, because going like, gosh, you're Madrid, you not have players. We're going like, there's literally only 8 of us. But we got to the final
with 8 players.
With 8 players, we got to the final, and that's why we call ourselves the Great Eight. So we left everything. We were dead by the end of it, but we got hammered in the final by a Galician team, and we had 2 guys playing for us from where were they from? I was one guy actually from Gibraltar, and another guy was from what's the name of them? The Galician team of Barcelona, Grand Sol.
Okay.
And I think it was Grand Sol that was there. And the 2 boys, we have a picture of us all at the end, and that's the Great Eight. To get that far, considering we'd only 8 lads, I think that was memorable. That was actually incredible, but then we went down to watch the boys winning, and the boys were playing well, but we were coming down going, we got to the finals, only 8 of us, the heroes here. Kind of
that's
thing.
Class. That's a savage story. I'll have to remember the Great Eight story. That sounds like one I'll have to remember. Is there a standout 1 or 2, Megan, for you? I feel like we should bet the girl who got sent off. Is it worth giving her a mention, of sympathy, because I still feel sorry
Jordan. For her. So yeah, that's Jordan. And she's great. A lot of the girls who have never played before, they just took it up instantly, within a few weeks they were well able, and they're well able to get in for a tackle, more than I would at all. They're just straight in. So yeah, that was Jordan.
You're not from Limerick, no?
But yeah, that
Limerick are the toughest tacklers in the world. No, you.
No, oh no, I'm not at all. No.
Okay.
But Jordan is she's from America, I think. Yeah, she's from America, but I don't know exactly where.
That's
I can't
okay.
remember because there's a lot of them on the team now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game up against Marbella, like it got quite heated, like, you know, even though it was only a friendly and it was most people's first match, I think, on the Marbella side as well, you know. They also had loads of new people, so it was a bit of a mess, I'd say, on the field, everyone shouting at each other, like, you know, but it was great crack.
Yeah, I'm getting the sense that of all the places in the world, like having been chatted to Zaragoza, Barcelona, you guys, I'm getting the sense that maybe Spain, there is no such thing as a friendly or a challenge game. That you're the only one so far that have said no, it's straight in war. Like even if it is a challenge game, it's like murder. Whereas like everyone else kind of like, yeah, we're just trying to learn and we're quite happy. Like a red card in a challenge game as such is pretty severe.
It's
No,
hilarious. It's
we're
hilarious.
trying to learn, but we're trying to win. Like, it's, you know, all fun and games, and then once that whistle blows, it's like you have to win. Like, you have to try at least.
That's class.
It does get quite competitive. Like, shockingly enough, I never realized how competitive I was until I was playing outfield for the first time. I was like shouting at people. I was like mortified for myself.
That's class. That's you got stuck into it, obviously. And where were you stuck when you were outfield?
I tried anyway.
Where were you put? Where were you put outfield? You know, where were you put outfield?
I think I was put in midfield at one stage, and I'm telling you now, when I was going the wrong way at one stage, like I nearly scored against our own team, but you know, I'm learning.
Yeah,
I'm getting out there.
That's the main thing.
So
Yeah,
it's, you know, it's kind of a different.
Kicking it into them and shouting at them to get it out again.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I was going the wrong way. Turn around. I was like, oh crap, like, and then, you know, people pulling out of you. I was like, I'm just not used to this because goalkeeper is like, you were like golden, like
Protected.
people can't touch you, you know. So
Yeah.
I was younger, nothing ever happened to me.
Yeah, I was a goalkeeper all my life. Like, yeah, soccer and GAA, I was a goalkeeper forever, so I'm used to being well protected. So yeah, I wouldn't be used to doing much in the field either, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so you're
not used to people coming near you, like.
No. You've got loads of unbelievable experiences, like for a club that I've read a little bit about, but it's nice to hear the actual stories kind of face to face in some ways. So there's quick fire questions as well that every club has taken on. If you're prepared to have a think about them, I say quick fire, they're not really that quick fire. You've plenty of time to think, and then there's a few Madrid themed questions because every club gets their own sort of personalized ones as well at the end. So Martin, maybe I'll ask you the first one. You can name names. Most clubs, I think only one club has not named a name. I don't know why, but who is
Paddy Sherry?
who is the standard stereotypical Irish tough nut at the club? There has to be one at every club at least.
Paddy Sherry. We have a good few, I think, really.
Okay.
Like, I think we have a few because we've got lads from
like
different areas. Huh?
Most of the lads.
Most of the
lads, okay.
No, to be fair, we've got lads from different areas, and I think it's funny that some of them live up to their counties, you know, like the counties, you know, and we've got the Tyrone guys who are Tyrone guys, you know what I mean? You just don't trust them, you know what I mean? So you've got the Armagh guys who are just hardy cornerbacks, you know.
I really hope that I was chatting to Niall Morgan the other day. I really hope Niall Morgan is listening to this when it goes out.
Yeah. And then like we've got the Galway guys. I know our manager at the minute, Jason Glynn. I remember we were playing sevens. We usually have an internal sevens tournament. And
sorry to stop you. I presume this is not Jason Glynn of Galway hurling, no?
No.
Okay, that's all right.
You'd be a higher caliber player.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Glynn is probably one of the dirtiest players I've ever played with in my life. I remember him being in goal, and it was like a sevens tournament. Our sevens tournaments are crazy. Lads milling each other. It's great competition, like.
Yeah.
And he goes, all I could hear behind me is, Kerwin, you touch that ball, I'll break your face. And so you can just imagine the fear in your ear. Just anytime that ball comes near you, looking over your shoulder. And actually, it happened in a match where our A team playing the B team, and one of the lads, I'll name him Finno, was marking Glyn, and Glyn was nowhere near him, but he was so busy looking over his shoulder to try and pick up the ball that he fell over the ball until he couldn't pick it up again. And it was just, there's another classic. To be fair, we've got plenty of characters and hard hitters.
That seems that way, yeah. On the women's side, Megan, is there anyone who stands out? I feel like poor Jordan probably has a right to be.
Yeah, it was her initiation, getting the red card. She's officially Irish now. But seeing as everyone's so new, I'm not too sure. I mean, there's only a few of us that are Irish. This year there'll be a bit more, so you'd have to ask me again next year, maybe, when everyone is more settled in the club.
Yep, you found out. So people are showing their true colours by then, probably. So,
exactly.
What about
everyone plays nice?
Yeah, they're all nice at the start. Yeah. What about a club karaoke song? Is there one of choice?
It's very hard to choose a song because it's usually when we travel for tournaments. There's in Valencia, there's a famous balcony in Valencia that is, every year we go to Valencia, we go to the exact same hostel. And the guy in there loves us. I don't know why. I have no idea why they like us in there, because it's just carnage, you know what I mean? But when you go home from the club, everybody goes to that one room and it's just sitting out, and you'll hear like every 5 minutes it would be music is playing, songs are playing, then it's stopped. Someone wants to sing a song, and then the songs are playing again, and then it's stopped, and it's like that till the sun rises in the morning, you know. So it's hard to pick a song for the club, you know.
Just called a good karaoke session. So by the sound of it, that sounds pretty good. Is there have you got a choice, Megan? Are you part of the Marty Morrissey fan club or the Des Cahill fan club?
I'm not too sure. Maybe, I don't know,
Marty.
maybe Marty Morrissey. Classic.
You have to go Marty Morrissey, don't you, really?
Yeah, you have to, like.
Yeah.
Classic.
Poor Des is struggling for votes in this poll, actually. In fairness, I'm probably sure for his own ego, I should probably stop asking this question to people at this stage. But Megan, if you could bring the ladies' team to Ireland, which county would you most like a shot against on the field?
I'd have to say Limerick, just because, you know, that's where I'm from. Like, so I think Limerick. Maybe we'd have a shot, you know, because I don't know, maybe. Also, there was a good few lads from Limerick there last year. Like, there wasn't a lot of my neighbours I met like out on nights out and everything. So I think Limerick would be a good one. You know, fly into Dublin, bus down, easy peasy. You know, cheap enough accommodation. I think that would be a good night out. Like,
you can't fly into Shannon or Cork, can you?
Maybe, I think they used to do Cork, but definitely not Shannon anyway. Like, they used to do Cork, but I'm not sure if they've reopened that since COVID yet.
Okay, fair enough. So, or you're going to Limerick, yeah? Because this question kind of gets answered one way or the other by most people. They kind of go, I want to bring them to my home club, or to take on the champions, or take on the shittest county that I can think of that comes to the top of my head. So you've gone for the home county, Megan. Which way are you going, Martin? You could have both answers. You could take on Laois, which would be a shit county, and your home county.
I have to be careful. You know what I mean? What I say here. Well, a lot of my friends are all. I see most of my friends that at home are all Cardo lads.
Oh, right.
So
okay.
I went to Cardo CBS. I went to school there. So I'd always like to get a smack at Cardo. It's not, but I don't know. It's a strange one. Again, it's you'd like to go there and win, but then again, I don't know. I suppose I'd like to. I go on. I give Carlo a that.
Okay,
they're worse than we are. So that's
they've not come up. So that's definitely a first for Carlo. They finally got their name on the board. Took
a Laois man to put them on the board.
Took a Laois man. It did as well. Yeah. Martin, I'll stay with you for this one first. You can choose between the famous GAA hats, flags, scarves, or headbands.
Headband.
Headband. Okay, fair enough. Megan, are you a hats, flags, scarves, or headband lady?
Flag.
Typical Limerick, bringing a big flag and blocking everyone's view.
A big flag. I remember going to like when Limerick won the hurling a few years ago for the first time. It was like there was like any flag that was green and white. I think there was like a Nigerian flag. There was just like any flag you could think of, people were bringing. It was green and white. So I think we're big flag people, you know.
Yeah, I was at Limerick All Ireland. I think it might have been the one you were talking about a few years ago, and I was cursing the people in front of me because the stupid fucking flags, like they wouldn't put them down every time. I was like, I want to see what's going on. Like, put them down, will you? Okay, so you're in the flag camp. Have you guys done the job of the Irish of introducing the Spanish to Father Ted? And is there a favorite Father Ted episode or moment among you?
We have like a few of them get it. Like you've got Javi loves it. Alvaro loves it. Alvaro is the only Spanish guy I've ever met that speaks to you with a Cork accent. So it's and he's a handy footballer too as well.
Lovely.
Like he, Alvaro will get it as well. Yeah. I know that Javi loves it. He often will quote simple things like small, far away, those type of things.
Nice,
the classics, the classics. But
have you got a favorite part yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
I always remember years ago laughing unconditionally at Graham Norton in the caravan.
They're known for long.
No Furlong, that's the one. No Furlong. I thought that was a great scene. I thought that was just it's just classic Irish, not stopping until something breaks. You know.
Yeah, brilliant. Love it. Yeah. So Megan, have you a favorite Father Ted?
I think the girls' team are actually more into Derry Girls. That's more the Irish TV show that they have seen or known. Father Ted, I don't even think has actually come up in conversation. It's more comparing Derry Girls episodes and what happens, because it seems everyone has seen that, like from every country. They've all seen it with the subtitles and everything. So I don't know, is that just a change in generation where it's like the new Father Ted?
Showing your age, Jason.
Father Ted hasn't really made much of an appearance in our conversations.
I originally refused to watch Derry Girls when it was marketed as the next Father Ted, and I went, no, I'm not having it. And then I gave in a few months ago and I watched it. It's actually really good. It's definitely not as good as Father
really
Ted,
good,
but it's brilliant though. Yeah. Have you a favorite moment out of Derry Girls then?
I do love the episode where they're comparing the Catholics and the Protestants, and they have the big blackboard where they have Protestants put the toaster in the press.
That is true. Every place in Northern
tattoo.
Ireland that I went to, they put the toaster in the fucking press. So it obviously is a thing. Yeah.
It is true. It is.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I'll have to add in Derry Girls for that question in the future as well. I didn't.
Just in case, I feel like it is one of the more popular ones at the moment.
Yeah, I forgot how old Martin is and how old I am and how young you obviously are, and if that's the generation. So, and where am I? One thing the Irish. Well, I've been to Madrid myself, and I know it's a lovely place. But one thing I'd recommend to the Irish going over to Madrid to see or to do, Martin, in the city.
Oh, a lot of things. I'd recommend going to an Atleti game or Rayo Vallecano game. If they're coming over to do that, I wouldn't recommend them going to the Bernabeu unless they're going to wear their chinos and their Lacoste t-shirts and eat their prawn sandwiches.
Got full Roy Keane on this one.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. There's so much to do. It's a beautiful city. It depends on what you're here for. Retiro is beautiful. Retiro Park is gorgeous to go in and walk around and go full tourist, go out on the boats and things like that. It is really nice. And I suppose tapas and wine. You can't beat sitting on it, and it's what I think is magic is when you look outside and there's a crowd of people sitting down, they're all drinking wine at 11 o'clock in the morning, and it's perfectly normal. You know what I mean? There's nobody looking at them going, she's a terrible crowd of alcoholics there.
But then you bastards go to sleep from like 12 o'clock until 5 or something like that.
That's a myth. That's
We were
amazing.
starving in Madrid. We were so hungry in Madrid. We couldn't get food anywhere. We were fucking starving.
Really? Where?
Yeah.
When was this?
Oh,
This is back in 1972, was it?
2012. 2012 I was there first. Yeah. No, I remember that siesta thing really threw us. We didn't realize how
Where
widely
were
done
you?
it was. Oh, I don't know. We were wandering around the
Yeah,
outskirts of
there's
Madrid and stuff. So,
in the smaller little areas, they kind of close up a little bit, but in general, it's not really something.
in the big
I
city.
never know because I'm always
Hmm.
working. So and
Hmm.
we're always working during the day. We don't get on the weekends. Everything is open. You know what I mean? So,
That's fair
but
enough. Yeah. You
ah,
get the you get the benefit of both worlds, I suppose. Being a tourist is slightly different, I suppose, than when you're working there, really.
yeah,
So,
it's all about knowing where to go.
hmm.
Like you can. I suppose a lot of people, some people have came here in the past. I know that have, and they're expecting like I'll tell you, even myself, for my first ever New Year's here, I was expecting New Year's to be crazy like at home.
Hmm.
Everything closed at 11 and didn't open up until 1 o'clock because everybody went home to eat with their families.
Wow.
I was raging. I was sick. I honestly was sick. I said I'd never do it again. I never came back. I've never stayed here again for New Year's other
Wow.
than COVID, but that's
Okay.
it.
That's gas.
Yeah.
I'll have to add that to the tourist list. Don't go for New Year. So, is there anything,
It's
Megan, you
grand on
want
the
to
streets,
add to it?
but it's just too
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
It's too busy.
I think coming at Christmas time is nice, like before Christmas, around like the bank holiday in December, because you have all the Christmas lights, you have all the like the Christmas markets that they have in the Plaza Mayor. I mean, never actually buy anything there, but like, you know, to walk around and
Yeah.
have a look. And then I think as well to go outside, like to the outskirts of Madrid, there's loads of little towns and everything that have like, you know, nice, I don't know, a cathedral or palaces or whatever like that. So like, and usually they're quite easy to get to. You can just get the train out or the bus or rent a car or something, and you can go out to the outskirts. But maybe you need a few more extra days to do
Yeah.
all of that as well. So usually I would say people that have come to visit me, it's a lot of shopping because there's a huge Pennies here. And I mean, it's just like, it's like a nightclub. You walk in and it's like just lights and like, honestly, it could be a nightclub by night. Like, it looks amazing. You walk in and it's not like at home where everything's on the ground and like, you know, everyone's pulling out of things. It's like civilized. It's like, you know, everything's clean. Everything's like, oh, it's just amazing. The Pennies
Okay.
is like where I bring everyone.
Okay, class. So I didn't expect to have Pennies to the tourist list, but yeah, you've sold it. You've definitely sold it to us anyway. Yeah.
I 100% you have to go, even just to look at the building, because you go in and it's honestly like a nightclub. It's like huge.
Yep.
It's the
Okay.
largest Pennies in the world or something like that, isn't it?
Okay. This sounds like a Father Ted moment here. It's the largest lodger section in Ireland. Yeah.
100% that is
Okay.
it. Like the first time you go, it's like, you know, you're just lost. It's amazing.
Okay, well, that's a list out. The last couple of questions then, one of them, this one kind of puts people on the spot. They have to think a little bit, and then there's a few Madrid team questions. But Martin, the best GAA player ever in your lifetime?
The best are my favorite.
You can give me both if you want. Don't say Ross Munnelly.
No, Bina McDonald, of course.
Ross Munnelly was training me in Maynooth in 2004, and somehow he's still playing for the county.
Yeah, Ross has been around the block, all right.
Yeah.
But incredible athlete and player as well. But for me, when I was growing up, I remember that minor team, Bina McDonald, was just a different level, and he stayed going on to. I know you had a bad break
Or the leg break, against Armagh, I think, wasn't it?
Well, he was just unbelievable to watch. I suppose we had to watch them all the time. It was they were so good back then, you know what I mean? So but for me, Bino was one of the ones that I loved watching him and thought it was exceptional off both feet too. So he was unbelievable.
Bino was definitely not been on the list. And who was the other one then?
Best of all time. It's a tough one. Do you know who I actually loved? Tommy Dowd.
He's come up, he's been mentioned.
I don't think I've ever saw a hunchback run up a field and more lads over it. like I remember being a kid watching it and just this tank of a guy. I remember like, yeah, it's just Graham Gertie, unbelievable.
Okay. So a few times the
Great
lists
kicker of
by
a
looks of
ball,
it.
yeah.
Tommy Dowd, Graham Garrity, and Beano as well. Okay. And Megan, have you any standout favourites?
I have to admit that I don't actually watch GA.
That's fine. That's okay. You're not the
So I
first, and you won't be the
have
last.
no favorite player.
Okay. You
So
can
yeah, I
you
have
can
no
just go
favorite
for a
player.
Limerick hurler.
Anyone who's like I couldn't. To be honest, I couldn't even name. I just watch if there's a final. I'm like, yeah, I'm there, or a semi-final maybe, depending on who's in it. But to know the names of people, I'm like, no, not at
Okay.
all. No
Keane
one.
Lynch is the really good red-headed lad on the Limerick team. Kyle Hayes is the incredibly tall young lad on the team, and Garrod Hegarty is by far the most stunningly good-looking man on the fucking team. So you could go with any of those three, I suppose. So
Anyone on the Limerick team, I suppose, will just pick one of them
okay,
because home county, you got to support them.
yep, okay, fair enough.
Anyone in the green and white jersey.
Anyone in a green and white jersey, yeah, fair enough.
Exactly. Get those flags out.
Lovely, we'll take that. These are definite 50-50 questions, and Martin, I have a feeling I know how you're going to answer a couple of these, but the first one, Martin, I'll ask you this one. You can choose between Croke Park or the Bernabeu.
Croke Park.
Yeah, I knew you have an
Without-
awful dislike for Real Madrid, I've noticed.
I don't like that. I was a season ticket holder at Atleti for about 6-7 years. So
Okay.
of my time here,
Okay.
you learn to hate them. It's ingrained in you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a difference. It's all about it's about class is the way that's done here. I'd be more a working man.
I should ask you the next one then. The next one is the Croke Park or the Wanda Metropolitana.
Croke Park still the one that is beautiful, but Croke Park. Croke Park is the holy grail, isn't it?
Yep, lovely. Megan, you can choose between the beautiful grounds of the Presidential Palace in Madrid or the beautiful grounds of the Oris in Ireland. Or the Phoenix Park, either.
I mean, you'd have to choose home because otherwise, it's not a great answer. So I'd choose home, but then again, here will be nice because it is amazing.
Yep.
You have the sun and everything, but I'd have to choose home.
Okay, good shout. And Martin, the El Clasico, or as I and my two friends have named it, the El GAAsico.
The El GAAsico.
El GAAsico, the GAAsico, yeah, between Barca and Real.
Could I pick the El Clasico between Madrid Harps and Barcelona Gales?
That's the El GAAsico. That's the one.
That's the El GAAsico.
That's the El GAAsico. Yeah. It's a working concept.
Yeah, I think that they're coming. Hopefully now we're just waiting for confirmation. They're supposed to be coming here on the 16th of October for a friendly match.
Yeah, I heard. I don't think this will. No, this episode probably it'll be over long by then, but it'll be interesting.
Tune back in. Yeah, so we owe them one because the tournament before. See our what do you call it? Our provincial our region is split up into, or Spain is split up into different regions.
Yeah,
you have to play your region before you go further on.
I didn't realize Justin was explaining that to me. All right, yeah.
So it's for us. We've got the centre and east. So you've got Zaragoza, Barcelona Gales, Valencia, ourselves, Sitges, Grand Sol, all of those. We're all in it. But Barcelona came and beat us in the first round here. So they had thank God for COVID. it stalled everything, but we've got to settle that score now when they come here. So I choose that because
okay. I'll have to. Was it October the
16th?
I'll have to put up something for the crack for that. I'll have to use the El GAAsico sign that the
El
lads decided to
GAAsico.
come up with. Yeah, and actually make use of it.
El GAAsico sounds. It even sounds. It's gas. Like it's a joke.
Yeah. Oh, I'd say it's vicious though when it gets going. Megan, the last thing then, what's your hope and the team's hope for the ladies going forward? What's the aim for the future?
So hopefully most of the girls will stay for the year because we definitely have about 40 in the group chat, but there's people who have gone. So like I think at the moment we do have a standard like 24 people more or less. So hopefully we are going to have a tournament against Lisbon
Nice.
at the end of October. We're still trying to get that organized, but we're thinking of doing it in Cáceres because there is a FLA in Cáceres
Nice.
that weekend. So we're thinking of meeting halfway there and having a match friendly or whatever, and then you have the weekend. So we're all about the social side.
There are no friendlies in
We're all
Iberia.
about so that is awesome. So hopefully we have our new jerseys by then, and that we're looking well going. And then I suppose, yeah, we'll see. Like hopefully there's a few more tournaments, and the girls get more experience and everything, me included, because match settings and everything, and I feel like people learn a lot more in a match than they do at training anyway. You pick it up a lot faster. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we win a few matches this year, because I think with Marbella, I think we won one match and then we played the same team twice and then they won the second match, or it was the other way around, I'm not sure. So we're still at a draw. We need to win something. So we'll see. We will get competitive once we get there, but in the end, it's only a friendly, but we'll see.
That's cool. The guys from Portugal are coming on, I think, on October the 7th. So people who are listening to this, they'll have been on and their episode will probably be coming up. They have some mystery reveal that they've asked to do at the end of their podcast. So apparently they have an All-Ireland winner, a recent All-Ireland winner on their squad, who has not been announced to the world, but they want to announce him on the podcast, which I'm interested to see who it is. I've got some clues who it is. Got some I was going to say vague clues. They're not. They're pretty good clues, in fairness. I can narrow it down to two panels, but I just have to figure out now who it is. Yeah, a men's All-Ireland winner of the last 11, 12 years, but I found out from Munster, which narrows it down to the Cork 2010 team or the Kerry team. So it's one or the other. Unfortunately, Megan, I hate to break to you, Limerick haven't won a football title in a long time.
That's
so
okay.
it's not
stick
from Limerick.
to hurling, that's fine. We don't want to be
Stick to the hurl. Yeah, in fairness, yeah, you're all right. And the last thing then, Martin, for jersey collectors and people who love a good jersey like myself, where can people find the Madrid merchandise? Where should we go looking?
O'Neill's at the minute. We have our new jersey up on O'Neill's. We've got two jerseys. We've got a black one and a red and white one. The black one, the boys who the guy who did this, I'm not going to name him, but there's the black one is a little thing to the club, just congratulations to the achievement that we've got over the last 6-7 years, and there's a star on the crest.
Oh wow!
For the European Championship that they won.
Wow.
So it's that we won. So that's, if anybody wonders why there's a star on the black jersey, that's what it was. So the guy who designed it did that purposely, and the jersey is absolutely gorgeous. It's black and gold, and but our red and white jersey is equally as stunning. And there's a bit of an argument over who's going to wear what. So
okay.
But yeah, you can find them all on O'Neill's there. Yeah, they're there. But that's the story behind that one. We're probably going to get killed for saying that now, and there's going to be war. And I can just imagine now the next time lads stand beside you, go, "Who do you think you are, the star in your chest?"
It does scream Champions League, doesn't it? Yeah. That's class, yes. And then last thing, Martin, I'll ask you first, and I'll leave the last word to Megan after. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to back home or anywhere, Martin?
Yeah, all my family and friends at home. My sister just had a little baby boy.
Oh, super.
A couple of weeks ago, I had a baby boy myself there. 6 months ago, he's just turned 6 months now. So,
and I'll be joining you in 6 months' time as well. So,
you will.
Yeah, first one. Yeah, arriving in March. Yeah,
congratulations.
Thanks.
It's women are incredible. That's all I have to say. My girlfriend Grace is unbelievable. It's one of the most incredible things, but women are tuned differently to men. We get it. We're very lucky, that we get away with a lot of trouble, trust me. But all my family and friends are home, and that's pretty much and actually one lad actually that I was talking, that a good friend of mine, Connor Coyle, he's up in Tyrone, man. He's was a big part of the club when a good few years back, and a good friend of mine. He's a journalist as well, and he'll be happy now that I dropped his name.
Oh, good. Tell him if he wants to write an article on this, I'd be more than happy. So
lovely.
Yeah. And Megan, is there anyone then back in Limerick or elsewhere you want to give a shout out to?
I suppose the same, just family and friends, and I suppose all the girls on the team who, have, kept going over the last few months, especially like we have Miriam, who's the ladies officer, who's kind of kept everything going with the training and everything, and organizing, going to Cáceres and organizing Marbella and things like that, like organizing accommodation. Like she's just like looking after everything. And all the girls who, stuck it out from the start and have learned how to play, and, they're hooked on it now. Like, they're at training nearly more than I am at this stage. And yeah, just family and friends at home as well, I suppose.
Super.
And I think that's it.
Class. Guys, it's been so much fun chatting to you. I'm so sorry I kept you so long, but I'd stay chatting to the two of you all night. It's such good crack. But I suppose the last person we have to give a shout out to, because I feel she's been the theme of this podcast, is Jordan. So Jordan, we're with you. We stand by you. Whoever that fucking referee is, fuck you, referee, whoever you are. I know you know who it is, but I don't. So I'm happy enough not to know it. It's fine.
It's absolute. I think this has become one of the funniest things ever now. That I can't wait to tell that referee that he's part of the club too.
Grant, well, too late anyway, you bollocks. Yeah. You've made a shit of things. What have you done? You've ruined the girl's career. She's only started.
Yeah. We could have won that match. That red card threw us.
Well, there you go. Yeah, you've literally ruined an entire club, whoever you are. So you've got to go and transfer to somebody else now. At the end of it,
ruined the spirit of the new girls.
Yeah, it really did. Yeah, I feel like the club's been compromised, and I feel like that person should be removed from the club. But
16 years down the drain.
16 years completely. Yeah. At the moment, lads, I don't know exactly when the date for this to go out is. Because I've 32 of the episodes running. There's still a few to run, and then the next batch there's like I don't know how many teams. I think I'm up to like 70 something. So you guys are potentially the start of December. I'm just looking at the wall here beside me. Potentially the very start of December, you might be the first one or second one coming into December. So not as long to wait as some of the clubs who, God bless them, came on in February and March when I started this. But hopefully it won't be over too long.
Jason, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, and it's always a good to listen to it as well. And it's thank you very much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure, and thank you. Yeah,
not at all. Yeah, next time I get out to Madrid, I'll have to pop in. Yeah, no bother. Yeah, it's been great having you. And
you'll have to definitely let us know when you're here. Definitely let us know.
I'm not playing because I went to Five-a-Side for the first time last week in about 3 years, and I swear to God, I nearly lost one lung, possibly two. I'm not sure. So
you can come and rest if you want. We'll take.
Oh yeah, there's a referee's position available now. I found out actually. Yes.
Yeah, we'll take you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I referee in my school with my class, so I'm sure I could referee a GAA match in Madrid. I'm sure it's no different carnage than it is in my class. So
just leave your cards at home.
Yeah, I don't bring them anywhere.
Yeah, we don't need any cards. Only friendly.
Yeah.
Say nothing.
Lads, look, thanks so much for coming on, and I'll keep in touch with you for sure. And you have my WhatsApp and whatever if you need anything. If you have any photos of the club, send them on to me on WhatsApp, because the YouTube is I don't use the video, I just use this for screenshots. So it's just the audio, and then the YouTube is like a collage of the photos of the club just to try and promote them a bit.
Oh,
so
brilliant. Yeah, we can send on loads of pictures from
I
over
have-
the years.
Like 500 photos, so I can
Right,
send you a few.
yeah, I want
Megan's
one
our
of,
PRO, so
oh brilliant. Yeah.
she has everything.
I need one of Jordan as well, I think.
resident
She needs a
Instagrammer.
special place, yeah. And one of the referee as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure we can get one of them as well.
Brilliant. Lovely, yeah.
He'll enjoy that now. He'll enjoy that as well. All the giving
Great.
out about.
Yeah,
but,
if you're listening, ref, I don't think you're actually a bollocks. You just maybe need to go to Specsavers. So anyway,
I'm
yes,
definitely getting a red card before I even step on the pitch now next time.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. Well, you're safe from the start of December. After that, I can't promise anything, I'm afraid. So
You'll be all right.
Okay.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be
I'm
grand.
sure.
yeah,
He always gives me grief anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to
you're
my
well used
game.
to it.
So
You're well
it
used
doesn't
to it,
make
yeah.
Yeah.
Lads, I'll let you go, and look, thanks so much for giving up your evening as well, and I'll keep in touch and talk to you again soon.
No problem at all, Jason.
Thanks
you
a million.
very
See you,
much.
Megan. See you, Mark.
Appreciate it. God
Slán.
bless.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Slán.
Coming up the next day on the Loaf of Bread GAA Global, we cut into our next slice.
I'm impressed by how intense the rivalry was when they came back. Like she still has deep-rooted
Between
hatred
Bridget's.
between Bridget's and Ash and Gales, and it shows every once in a while. I think I think Sean McMahon from the Dublin team, was it?
He was over here playing, yeah.
He went over to Bridget's, and Ava had a little. I'd be close mates with Sean, and Ava had like a little dig at Sean, being like, "What are you doing going to the local rivals?" Well,
It's like insane. I know there's rivals over here between different counties, all Dublin and Meath, but like it is next level over there between, especially when there's only 2 teams in the senior championship and you played each other every week. We played Bridget 6 times, say, and we beat them every week. And then the 7th match was the final and they won, and then they went to the North Americans. So there was uproar. Even if you saw them on nights out, you'd nearly be like, look, and giving each other filthies and everything. Like it was.
On Slice 44 next, I chat to 2 dubs. Firstly, Kilmacud Crokes and Dublin Senior Ladies and All-Ireland winner Ava Rutledge, and Raheny GAA man CJ O'Higgins. We chat all about Ava's time playing in Chicago with Ashling Gales, bitter rivalries at Bridget's in the Windy City, the toughest players at both their clubs, the what might have been squad underage at Raheny with CJ, the growth of Meath and Westmeath ladies Gaelic football, and the impact of Hannah Tyrrell and others in Dublin ladies football. Then we chat about their latest product, Great Grip Gloves, a dry weather GA glove that is growing in popularity among the clubs and counties at all levels. And what about future products and potential markets for the gloves? We'll find out all this and more next Thursday morning from 9 AM as we continue the journey with 2 slices a week. I'll see you at the Arrivals Hall, but until then, check out the various clubs on the Instagram page and see all the amazing work they do and some of the nicest GA gear going. Find the podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter and on TikTok. Email loafofbreadpod@gmail.com or just simply hit the follow button and spread the word of the Loaf of Bread GA pod across the globe. Slán.